Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Jay.
And this is I Dare You to Play
Pokemon Blue version.
Pokemon! I already caught one. Check it out. I got me a Pokemon.
Pretty sure that's Captain America.
Captain America's not a Pokemon? Hold on. I caught a bunch of stuff. Hold on. Is this Pokemon?
That's Happily Divorced Bear.
That is Happily Divorced Bear. Is this a Pokemon? Right here. I got me a Pokemon. He's scary and everything. He'd get you.
No, I don't think that is.
I don't understand this game at all.
This is a Pokemon.
It is not a Pokemon. That is Ryan Reynolds.
Okay, that one time it was Ryan Reynolds. But not this time.
I challenge your Pokemon to a fight. Rawr! No? I don't understand this game. Hi, welcome to episode 30 of I Dare You to Play Pokemon. As I'm completely bored with this game, I've decided to tell a story that I've been teasing my children with for literally decades.
That you've never told.
Well, I've never told to you guys. I have told some truncated versions of this, maybe when I'm a little bit too drunk or something, but in order to tell it properly, it does take some time. So yeah, today we're going to talk about Meet the Giant Talking Snake. Where am I and what am I doing in this game?
You're going to want to go downstairs.
Yeah, like we've given up on me trying to figure out this game, now we're just trying to get through it.
Yeah.
Oh good. So, a very, very long time ago, there was a guy. I don't have one of those yet, though, do I? You know, and he was doing one of those, like, I don't know, he was kind of like a smuggler, honestly. He was, running some stuff in Africa, you know, where there's, like, no fucking rules, right? I mean, that's just blood diamonds and fucking medical supplies, whatever. Everything's fucking worth money, right? So, he would run fucking whatever, right? He had a little plane. Did that not work? What the fuck?
Pokemon box is full.
I can't catch any more
Pokemon. What the fuck? I've never heard of that before.
So much for gotta catch them all.
What the hell?
Alright. So, you know, he was a smuggler. He was running, you know, stuff in Africa and blood diamonds and crazy shit, right? And drugs, right? Whatever.
Right.
If you needed it moved, slaves, didn't matter. Whatever you needed done, right?
Yeah.
You could totally fucking do it. And, I mean, it's good work if you can get it. It's a little risky, though, right? I mean, you gotta take some fairly unsafe, tiring.
Mewtwo is far too powerful. We have failed to curb its vicious tendencies.
He's not a talker, huh? Okay. Burglar wants to fight. Words. So anyway, this guy's running a particularly sensitive mission, right? Let's call it that, I guess.
Okay.
It's kind of thing where you don't want any kind of government entanglements, right? Like, you know, as smugglers will do, right? So he decides the only real way to do this is to tank up, get as much water as you can in the plane, and fly directly over the fucking Sierra Hills. Yeah, you're right. Sahara. Thank you. The Sahara Desert, not Sierra. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of Sierra games. If you watch the channel. So he's gonna fly directly over the Sahara Desert, which, as you know, it could potentially be fatal, right? I mean, if you plane it's extra hot, right? It's hard on the engine of the plane. You know, it's wow. So, I mean, everything could go wrong here. Oh, Bruce Lee's like fainted and dead. Yeah. Oh, potato never fails me. So, anyway, it's a, you know, he's flying like some, believe it or not, bootleg food supplies, right? Like perishable items, but I think they were probably like MREs, like stolen from a military kind of thing, right? Like, so they're non-perishable kind of fucking meals, but you know, some fucking tribal warlords willing to pay like crazy money for them for whatever reason, right? Like, fuck it, I'm sure there's poor people in Africa who could have used it, but whatever. He's getting paid, right? So he's flying him over the Sahara. He loads up his plane. He takes extra water just in case the worst happens. Because again, engines overheat, especially in the desert sun and whatnot, right? Oh look, another. I already read that book, didn't I? Inventory spyfall. Oh, TM14. No idea what that is.
Actually, do you have the key? Let's check before you fucking leave this building.
Oh my god, these things. Go, Spawn, go. I assume that did
Keep
something.
your items. No, keep your items.
I gotta remember how. There's my TM14 that I just got. So.
Yeah.
It's Blizzard!
Key, though. You were literally starting the game and room up.
I don't know what other moves he has, so. We'll see. Okay. I mean, it's not like I went that far. This is the room I started in.
I don't know. Maybe it doesn't count as like an item in your inventory. I wouldn't know.
I also wouldn't know.
I'm pretty sure I only played all the way through this like twice, so
Well, I'm only ever gonna play all the way through this once.
yeah.
Anyway. Let's do a revive on Bruce Lee. So anyway, where was I? Oh, right, we were running a smuggling journey across the Sahara Desert, right? Foodstuffs, water, basic necessities of life kind of stuff. So, this guy's flying. I bet you can guess what happens next. No, that is not what happens. No. So he's flying super low to the ground, right? To, like, you know, avoid radar and shit, right? And something fucking breaks his wing off. Like, he's just flying along, everything's going smooth, and then just, like, something really big just fucking wham! And, like, rips the fucking wing off of his plane, and he goes spiraling down and fucking crashes, right? And, he doesn't know what the fuck just happened, obviously. It crashes in the middle of the fucking desert. I'm going downstairs, right? Is that what you want me to do, is go downstairs?
Yeah, hold up. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck.
Nice. So anyway, something hits the plane, right? It didn't seem like a missile or anything, right? Like there was no explosion. It was like he ran into a fucking tree or something, right? You know, or a tree fucking hit him, right? So anyway, he crashes. He passes out, right? Impact's real bad. Fucking sand everywhere. Kaboosh! Right? Middle of the day. Fucking face, you know, right into the windshield, you know, the fucking airplane and everything. The whole plane's fucking toast at this point. So he passes out, right? Middle of the desert, something hit him, he just passed the fuck out. Eventually he comes to, it's like nighttime, thank God, right? Because it's dark now, it's cooler, but now it's like fucking cold. You ever been to the desert at night? Like it gets fucking cold, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, he searches through the plane, he figures out what he can and can't take with him, right? Like, cause what's he gonna do now, right? He's got to travel somehow, so he packs up as many MREs as he can on, like, make some sort of, like, makeshift fucking stretcher, right? And kind of puts together a supply thing. He's in the middle of, based on, like, where he was flying, he's, like, in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, you couldn't get any more out of the fucking way, which, I mean, was the path he intentionally chose. I mean, most people don't fly directly through the center of the fucking Sahara, right? Like, they skirt it, they go around it, but he didn't want to get caught, right? Like, he was specifically trying not to get caught, so...
Right.
Self-destruct, that seems bad. Okay. So no matter which way he fucking goes, he's got a long fucking way to go, and his odds of survival now are pretty fucking slim.
Yeah.
His not looking good. But luckily, I mean, his fucking cargo just happened to be like this fucking, you know, bootleg fucking government food stuff or whatever, right? There's another one of those fucking statues. And another fucking Slimer. So he packs up about as much of it as he can take. He doesn't have a tent, but he's got like something that maybe could be used as like shelter during the day, because honestly the only way to travel at this point is going to be at night. You're just going to have to freeze your ass off, because that's going to be better than burning to death, right? Secret switch, press it. Whatever that did. Oh my god. I remember why I hate this game, guys. So anyway, he packs it up and he travels all night, following what he hopes is the fucking North Star, right? Whatever, just pick a direction, right? Like he's just, but I mean, and he's a smuggler, so he gets his way around a little bit. But I mean, he's completely just fucking disoriented, right? And he doesn't necessarily have a compass. The compass on the plane was fucking broken, right? Like, I mean, it's all bad, right? Everything that could go wrong has fucking gone wrong. So he hikes all night, and the fucking sun starts coming up. You know, he's getting tired. His head still fucking hurts. Like, he's clearly got some sort of concussion. You know, his knee's kind of fucked up, right? His elbow. Some of his joints just aren't quite fucking right. You know what I mean? His leg's not broken, but it's hard to walk. Oh, I found a secret key. Okay, cool. And, so he walks till his fucking sun comes up and it starts blazing, right? And he's just like, I can't do this right now. So he puts together his little makeshift tent, you know, which is nothing more than like a fucking couple of stakes and a tarp, right? You know, just to kind of get out of the sun for a minute. And he just lays there and kind of goes to sleep. And he does this for like 2 whole days. Right? He's just marching through the desert, and at a certain point, he kind of gets back to a place where, well, he ends up back at the plane. So he marches around for 2 fucking days, and he ends up, like, right back where he fucking started. And he's like, oh my god. Right? And there's just, the odds of him even being found in the desert are really slim, because nobody flies this way. That's why he picked the path, right? So, like, build your normal stuff of, like, use a mirror, build a giant fucking bonfire, right? Like, this
Right.
shit's just not gonna work. We're gonna use the key now.
No. Keys for the gym. Press one of the switches.
They're gonna reverse press the switches.
Yeah.
Lame. So anyway. So anyway, this motherfucker's lost. He roams around for 2 days. He ends up back at his plane, but there's no hope of being found. So, you know, he restocks because there was some shit he left on the plane that he couldn't carry before, right?
Right.
So he fucking resupplies a little bit and he sets off again, this time in a different direction. And again, he wanders around for like 3 fucking days this time, aimlessly in the desert, ends up right back at the fucking plane. Which is just, like, you want to talk about fucking disheartening? Like, okay, I'm gonna die in the desert, you know, of starvation or some shit, right? Or I run out of water, because, you know, he's really trying to ration his fucking water, because this is all the fucking water he has. It's not like there's a fucking oasis out here anywhere. And, so, I mean, he's really, really just starting to get discouraged. Like, okay, this is how my fucking life ends, right? Like, I guess this is the life I chose, right? Like, second guessing everything in his life, and he's like praying to God and stuff, you know, like, oh, if you get me out of this, I promise, I'll never fight, you know, I'll change my wicked ways. He's making all the bargaining, right?
Right.
I'll never do this again. I'll go straight, you know, I'll do something to help this world. I'll make it a better place than I found it. You know, I'll be your servant, whatever you need, you know, you ask me to do, I'll fucking do it. There's gotta be a switch or something in here, right? If I could just walk more than 4 steps. So, I mean, like, it is bad, right? So then, you know, he comes back to the plane again, 3 days later. He sets off again in a different direction. Hopefully, this time it works. What the fuck? There is no switch, Jay. There is no switch.
There was a switch downstairs, and then he pressed it, so that you could get up there. You're obviously stuck. Just use an escape rope.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea. I forgot those things existed. I've never once used one.
Well, they exist for a fucking reason.
Yep. Alright, so... this guy wishes he had an escape rope. He's fucking stuck in the Sahara.
Right.
No escape rope. Like, takes you right to the pokey thing, huh?
Yeah.
Pokey thing, that's nice. That's real nice. So, we need a name for this guy. You think? I don't want to call him this guy through this whole story.
Right, it's true.
Here, let's pick somebody.
No.
You don't want to pick somebody from Colonel's Bequest?
I don't know,
Okay.
man.
You know what? Roger. So.
Fucking yeah. Let's be honest. Let's be real right now.
So Roger's roaming around the desert.
This is gonna be funnier now.
So Roger's roaming around the desert. Fucking lost, as usual.
Yeah. Why does that work so well?
It trust me. And he's just praying to all the gods that there are. Like, oh my god, if you just let me fucking survive this, right? Like, I will turn over a new leaf, I'll be a better person.
Yeah.
All that stuff. All the same shit
Yeah.
that people say when their
When
life
they're about to die.
Yeah, when their life is about to be over, right? It is funnier now, actually.
Suddenly it's 10 times better.
So I put them in order of hit points, but that is not order of level, is it?
No, it's not.
I think I usually do order of level, don't I?
You do usually do order of level from lowest to highest, because, you know.
That's who I'm trying to level up the most, right?
Right.
Anyway, so Roger's roaming, and he's starting to get low on supplies, right? Like,
yeah.
He keeps coming back to the plane, which is good, because then he can resupply, but
he's running out of supplies.
But now he's actually running out of supplies, which is bad. So, after roaming around the desert for, I swear to God, it had to have been at least 2 weeks. Right? Like, what the fuck? Sorry. I'm not actually paying attention to the game anymore. Alright.
Yeah.
33, 33, 34, 35, 35, 41. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Yay! Okay.
Alright, you can get the gym now.
What is this gym about?
Fire type gym. champ in making!
Hot-headed.
Hot-headed Blaine is a fire Pokemon pro. Douse his spirits with water. You better take some burn heals.
Do I have any of those?
Probably not.
Okay, I mean, that seemed like pretty solid advice.
Go buy some.
They don't have any of those here.
Oh, well, fucking... What the fuck? They got potions, though. Aqua potions, that's pretty nice.
Full heal.
Oh, full heals. You probably don't need too many. 10 at most.
There, I'm broke.
Cool.
Just like Roger, roaming around the desert. So anyway, so Roger's roaming around the desert. And, you know, things are getting really dire for Roger. Like, you know, what are the 5 stages of grief, right? There's anger.
Anger.
Yeah, he's like super pissed off at the beginning, and then there's bargaining, right? What is it? Anger? Google it real quick. I forget what the steps are. It's anger,
I'm just thinking of the giraffe now.
denial. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, denial. This isn't happening. I'm gonna get out of here. Everything's gonna be fine, right? So he's anger. He's really pissed off about the whole
See,
plane.
It's... Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance.
Yeah, bargaining, and then depression. You said
Yeah. Yeah.
bargaining and then depression.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in the depression phase at this point.
Yeah.
Right? Roger's in full-on fucking depression phase. That was a thief, but he became as straight as a trainer. His name is Roger. So anyway, so he's in full-on depression now. He's just like crying in the desert, which, I mean, he would be crying
I didn't
if...
know thieves were gay.
He would be crying if it wasn't so fucking hot, right? Like,
Yeah.
right. He's
Like-
dehydrated.
Dehydrated.
And if he could shed a tear, it would just fucking evaporate anyway, right? Like,
yeah.
come on. I don't even remember what metronome is or whatever the fuck that other
It
thing.
like pulls out a random move out of its ass.
Oh.
It's like a lottery. The game actually got somewhat interesting, so
What, the game? Eh. I'm just trying to pay attention a little bit so I don't die.
yeah, that's probably a good idea. That probably wasn't a good idea.
Why?
Blizzard is an ice type move.
Oh. I assumed it was also liquidy. Because ice is liquid.
Fire is super effective against ice. Yes.
Then it just becomes water, which would hurt them more.
I didn't write this game. Okay.
In such questions, Roger is pondering in his delusionary state out in the desert.
That's what he's pondering?
It's Roger.
Well, yeah, but...
He's pondering the meaning of life and all the things, right?
Yeah.
It's like fucking everything's bad right now. What a waste to revive right now. I mean, fight another guy. I don't care. So he's getting delirious now. He's starting to see things, right? He thinks he sees the Oasis and shit. And he's like, oh yeah, especially during the bargaining phase. He's like, oh, just over this mound, there's gonna be water. I just know it, you know. And like, he's fucking lost, man. he's like more lost than me in like the fucking safari episode, right? Like,
oh my god.
you know, we're not gonna use them. Damn it, it's your time to shine. Go, Eevee, go. So, anyway, in the midst of all this, just like he's on the edge of death, right? His lips are all fucking cracked, and you know, like he's just, and you know, he's not been allowed to properly heal, so now he's like limping really, really fucking bad, right? His arm's just hanging limp at his side because he can't fucking lift it, right? It's all bad. He kind of gets to this fucking like weirdly shaped like mound, right? Have you ever seen an Indian burial mound? You ever heard of those?
Yeah,
where they're like in
yes.
So it's kind of like that, right? Like there's just a big fucking shape, right?
Yeah.
And in the grain, it's really weird, but he just gets there and he's like, you know what, this is fucking as good a place as any to fucking just like die, right? I mean, fuck it. And he takes a last swig of you know, whatever water was in that particular canteen or whatever, right? And he just falls out and passes out. And the last thing he remembers seeing is like the ground moving, right? Which, I mean, he's fucking delirious, so whatever, right? I mean, seriously, whatever. But he wakes up. He doesn't die. He wakes up, again, it's nighttime, right? Because, you know, he's gotten to the point where he's traveling during day and night, because he's just, maybe if I travel during the day, like, I won't get lost, right? Like, I can follow the sun east-west, right? Like, it's just, he was trying everything. He was getting desperate, as people will do, right? I mean, he's trapped for fucking, what would I say, 2 weeks? He's been roaming around aimlessly in the fucking desert. Yeah, he'll try just about fucking anything at this point. So he passed the fuck out. And he's out for a long time. He doesn't know how long he was out, but I mean, between you and me, he was out for like a day and a half. Like, he just fucking passed the fuck out right there in the desert, in the sand, and just laid there. Nothing else he could do. So, he wakes up. And, he wakes up with just like 2 giant eyes just fucking staring at him, right? That's it, right? Just 2 giant fucking eyes just like staring right at him, right? So, and he's like, what? I've died, right? Like,
right, like this is...
I don't know what this is, but fuck. Like, whatever. I don't know if this is heaven or hell or whatever. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
I got nothing. So he just says, like, am I dead? And the thing says, no, but you shouldn't be here. And he's like, is this hell? Like, where am I? Where you know, like, where am I? Like, well, you're not supposed to be here. He says again, you need to go. And he says, I've been roaming through the desert for like 2 weeks. Like, there's nowhere for me to go. I don't know what else to do. And like, I'm dying. I'm running out of water. I'm out of food. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know. What do you expect? I got nowhere else to go. Please help me, right? Like, that's kind of the gist of what he, but it's all incoherent. It's just so incoherent as I'm making it sound, right? Like, because it's not a human eye. It's not like a big fucking human eye. No, it's some big fucking, like, that's all I can see too, because his vision's all fucking blurry, right? It's like this weird slitted fucking scaly eye, right? And eventually, as he starts to come to, right, like something nudges like a water canteen that he had packed in his pack, like up to his chest. And it like kind of motions, you know, gets it up to it, so he takes a swig and, you know, he spills a little on his face. He kind of wipes it on his face a little bit. So you're like, okay. He feels the sand, you know, like, okay, no, I remember what's going on now. He starts coming to, right? After, if you've ever slept for a really long time after being sick, it's just like that. You're just like, I don't even know where I am.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know what's going on right now. So, that's where Roger is. And there's something talking to him, but he can't figure out what the fuck it is. And And finally he comes to enough, he like shakes his head, and an eye kind of pulls back, and it says, you know, well, do you feel good enough to go now? And he realizes it's a giant fucking snake. It's like the biggest fucking snake he's ever seen or heard of in his whole fucking life. Like that Indian burial ground was the snake under the sand. It's fucking like a mile long. It's fucking it's coiled up in the middle of this fucking desert. Like half of it is still buried under the sand. And it's just fucking looking at him and telling him, you're not supposed to be here, you need to go. And if you don't go, I'm going to be forced to eat you. But I don't really want to. I would rather you just go. Right? Whatever. I beat that guy. So this is all super fucking bizarre, right? And the guy's just like, this can't... Like, I'm either delirious or I'm fucking dead, right? Like, I don't...
Yeah.
Something's not right. Remember, do I have another water-type Pokemon in the computer? Go check real quick, I suppose.
If you do have one, it's probably nowhere near high enough level, though.
Nah, but a hit's a hit. That's Bill's PC, right? Deposit. Oops, the box is full. You can't deposit anything. You can't take anything out. What is all of this?
I don't know. Probably, yeah. Okay. So you've reached an interesting predicament.
I can release Pokemon, but I can't look at what Pokemon I have?
Yeah, so like you have to try to release something in order to actually see what you fucking have.
It'd be nice if the Pokédex just said, you have this one. But no.
Well, it does.
Well, let's do that.
These the ones with the little Pokeball next to it.
I see. Tentacule?
Yeah, tentacles are water type. Of course, you also have ducks, so...
That's ground type.
Yeah, I know.
So I have to release one of these in order to put one in.
There's Krabby, too.
In water type? The real question is, which one do I want to get rid of?
Lapras.
Lapras sucks though.
What?
Right? It's just so weird. Whatever.
Lapras is kind of a tank.
Alright, so what are we gonna get rid of here?
I don't know. Probably something that you caught very early on and is very
Bellsprout.
That was, Audrey.
Oh, you know what? Let's get rid of the fucking bat. Zubat.
Zubat.
Fuck that thing. Sorry, we got away from the story for a minute. But, you know, the game is technically why we're here.
Yeah. That's why we're here. That's
Technically,
why we're doing this.
whatever.
That's why we've gotten to the point where you're telling this story.
About the snake.
Yeah.
Release! Pretty big. Oh, his name was Bruce.
Wait, what the fuck is Fatican? What did you name after Fatican Floor Roller?
That was, I think, when Lori guest starred. We named one Fanakin when she was here.
No, I don't think that's a thing, because when Lori guest starred, that's when I was playing Colonel's Bequest.
Okay, bye,
It's
Bruce.
just gone forever.
Yeah, we'll deposit Smog, because he's not going to do us any good here.
Oh, okay.
He's a fire type, you can switch fire types, right? I mean, that's...
Yeah,
I mean, well, hold on. What is,
Audrey's no help to you either.
yeah, what's weakness is fire, I guess, is what I should be looking at, huh? Grass. Yeah, Audrey's the one I should actually be getting rid of.
Yeah, because
God damn it. This fucking game
I
is
mean,
fucking weird.
because at least Smog with Smog, if it hits Smog with a fire type move, it's not very effective, and Smog has more than just fire type
Alright,
moves.
you said Mr. Krabs is a water type.
Yeah.
And Lapras.
But yeah, the Leper's on more 15.
Okay. What was the other one that you were saying was awesome? Fun guy?
No, that ain't it.
I'm pretty sure it
I
is.
fucking remember.
It's
No.
the mushroom.
Yeah, but it's grass type, so it's obviously not it. Okay, well, I don't know. Oh, well, I said you have Doug's, but he's already in the team.
No, there was a fucking Lapras or whatever. You said
Yeah,
they're really good, and I
Lapras.
said they suck, and then we argued.
Right. I
What
thought you
was
meant
that?
in general. Well, I don't know. Would a level 15 work against level 30
Whatever.
something?
Is that the one you said was awesome? It was a tank? Alright, there we go.
I mean, yeah, but probably not level 15. You can try it. I don't know, the older ones are
Terrible.
weird like that.
Look at my 3 water types first.
You're like shaking the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Because you're like
I'm bouncing my leg.
You're bouncing your leg so violently.
I'm
It's
barely
shaking-
moving it. It's just
shaking
my
everything.
house is not that good. Do they need to be healed?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I thought they were automatically healed when you put them on the computer, but probably not.
Nope, not in this one, because this one is done.
Alright. So where did I leave off? Alright, Roger was, oh yeah, there's a snake talking to him.
Yeah.
And he's like,
telling him to leave.
I'm pretty sure I'm dead right now. And he's like, I got nowhere to go. I can't leave. Please help me. And he's like, you can't be here. Like, you know, I have to, if you stay, I have to eat you. He's like, well, what if you just don't eat me? That would be an option. I like that option.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, no, that's my purpose. That's why I'm here. This is my purpose in this world is to keep people away from this area. Like, you're not allowed to be here.
Why?
Thank you. Right? That's what Roger says. He says, why? Why do you have to eat me? Why do you have to keep me away from this area? And he said, well, he said, because this is, you know, I was put here. Since the beginning of time, I've been right here, protecting the lever. Yeah, just so you know, Jay went, protecting the lever, right? So, Lapras can't move. Ooh, that's super helpful.
Oh, because it's one of those. Fucking come on. Goddamn bat.
Bye, Lapras. So much for getting you some fucking XP. It has no water type
That one
moves.
when it doesn't have any fucking water type moves.
Yeah.
Guillotine.
So anyway, he's like, what lever? What the fuck are you talking about, right? Right?
Yeah.
Roger's like, what are you... This is the... I'm clearly having some sort of fucking fever dream right now, right? Like...
Yeah.
And so the snake's like, you know what? I'm gonna have to kill you anyway, so there's no harm in telling you, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. So the snake, like, shakes and moves things around, right? Like, its coils start moving under the sand. And lo and behold, in the middle of his coils, there is this giant lever. Like a giant just fucking, like, lever. Took him out of the ground, right? And he goes, you see that lever there? And Roger goes, yeah. And he goes, that's the lever that God flipped to create the entire universe and everything. And since then, I've been here protecting the lever so that nobody flips that lever again because it'll unmake everything. You know, like, I'm supposed to stay here for all of time until God decides to unmake what he has made. And so that's why he's in the middle of this desert where no one will ever go. Is like, no one ever comes here. And so that's, you know, that's why I didn't eat you immediately, because I've never, you know. Ooh. Wait, Hammond? Who's getting this?
Good question.
If I hit yes, can I get out of it?
You didn't know you could get out of it.
Tail Whip sounds awful.
It is.
Unless it was Mr. Krabs, but I don't think it's him.
By your standards, because it's not an actual attack move.
Well, I mean, like, I would just use, Audrey for that. Right? Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. You know, supposed to stay in control. Anyway. Mr. Krabs, or Lapras is toast. Mr. Krabs is almost dead. The goal here being, like, I'm going to try to level them up a little bit before we get to the end.
You're about at the end.
I know. Anyway. So anyway, so Roger says, look, if you just let me stay here, and because if you could provide me some shade, I might have, you know, enough supplies, if I could figure out where in the hell my plane is. He goes, what's a plane? Right? And he's like, well, I have a bunch of supplies there. But so the snake starts asking him, like, what's a plane? He's like, it's this machine that we have that, you know, allows people to fly and, like, carry things. And he's like, oh, I think I saw one of those a couple weeks ago. It flew, like, right over top of my lever, and I didn't know what it was. It was like some giant, like, bird thing. And so I struck out at it, right? And then it screamed and ran away. And he's like, that was my plane. You ripped the wing off my plane and made me crash in the desert. And he's like, so Nate goes, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, like, I didn't know. If I'd known you were just gonna go past and leave me alone, like, I would have done that, but I'd never seen one before. Right? And so then they introduced, by the way, the snake's name is Nate. He introduced himself as Nate. So you got Nate and Roger, right? Yeah. And Nate's just like, oh, I feel bad. This is like all my fault. And you're trapped here now. And so Roger kind of sees his chance, right? And he's like, yeah, you know, like, if you could just help me, right, and not eat me, like, I would have just gone all along my merry way. I don't want anything to do with the lever. I certainly don't want to unmake the world. I want to live. So switching over that lever is like the absolute last fucking thing I want to do, right? So they kind of come to this agreement that he can sleep, like Nate kind of arranges his coils to make like a little cave in the sand, and that's a place for Roger to kind of stay for now until they can figure out something, right?
Yeah.
So, Water God. Of course, he used Tail Whip. We're getting close to the end of the episode, so I'm going to finish this battle here, but that's where we're going to leave off. Nate and Roger living in, like, a snake cave next to the lever in the middle of the desert. You with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta pay a little bit of attention because I'm trying to level
I love
Lapras
how
up.
just naming the main character Roger makes it, like, 5 times
You're,
better.
you're already 4 times more invested than you were before.
It's like, well, no, it was very interesting at first, and then it's just like...
Yeah, no, he's a hapless, you know, nobody, right? I mean, Roger's the perfect...
It's the perfect name.
Oh, you fucking killed him! I was like trying to just like hopefully get hurt and then I could, you know, get XP, but no. No.
It's a level 41 against a level 15.
Well, he kept missing me, so whatever, right? Like...
Guillotine. I want to see that hits. Fucking come on.
Unaffected.
It does something. This is only has 30% accuracy. That makes sense, considering what it does.
They defeated Super Nerd. Who said how? And that will conclude this episode of I Dare You to Play Pokémon!
Yay.
And part 1 of Name the Giant Talking Snake.
Yeah.
Tune in next time when we find out what happens to Roger and Nate in the Sahara Desert. And what's with that lever?
The giant
And what are they gonna do next? Tune in next time. Oh, we'll play some Pokemon or something too. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Bye.